So today I want to talk about bad software. We all use software, looking at it like, what were people thinking? Why would they build it like that? Or why does it have this limitation? Why do I have to work around something that's so obvious that should have been built in? And you're like, it's so frustrating, you know? And today I have answer to that question. Why is it that we have bad software? So ever since Relativity 1 was announced, I've been looking at a lot of different software. And I've seen a number of them, and they look like some of them were built by, let's say, we call it by community, right? So the company would ask people, what do you want? And people would tell it, we want these features, and they would pick and choose which ones they're going to implement. And I also see other types of software where it was built by a person with a goal, you know. They weren't listening to others as much as they had their own path. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. They had their own vision and they were looking to implement it. So those are kind of two different ways I see software being developed. But the question on our mind, why does it often sucks? And I think the answer to that question is because people who build the software aren't the users of that software. Developers who create it don't use their own software. See, I'm a developer too, and I also fall in the same trap. I have my application called Message Crawler, and one of the features I've built is a Slack converter module in it that allows you to import Slack data. And so I built it, I tested it, works great, love it. I give it to people, they use it, and then I get a feedback saying, hey, you know, you seem like putting too many files in the folder, and maybe this could be improved. And I'm like, it's fine. I tested it, you know, it works. I did it because of the deduplication, so the same file doesn't get downloaded twice. And I explained to them all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's good. I built it. It's great. That's how it should work. It's fine. Go and use it. Oh, this rock is super uncomfortable. So as a programmer, I've tested my application on a number of sample data, and I made sure everything works, of course, and I ran it through some small projects as well. But the first time I had to do a real big project to do the actual conversion myself, I downloaded all the data and I started experiencing the same problems that the users were mentioning. You know, there were too many files per folder, and I was like, yeah, this is not great. I wish I didn't build it like that. And then the other thing I wished for is if I could customize a folder where I can specify where to save files to. So using that software made me realize, like, maybe my first implementation of this feature wasn't as good as I thought. And if I were to never use it on a real large project myself, I would have never seen any of these problems. The best analogy I can think of here is fighter pilots. You know, when they land on the aircraft carrier, there's usually a person at the carrier talking them through the landing. But the person isn't just a random person. It's the pilot who is on their off day, right? So the pilot is helping the other pilot land, and then they switch turns because the person who's guiding the other person understands what it's like to be in that position, trying to land on the carrier. So same idea here. The software programmer has to be a user, so they understand what user experiences. And they don't just dismiss feedback by saying like, it's fine, don't worry about it. You know, when you land in, it's like, I can't see where I'm landing. It's like, don't worry about it. Just you'll land somewhere. Just keep going. So that's my opinion on why some software sucks. It's just because programmers aren't actual users of that software. If you have a different opinion, leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube. I will see you next time.